She goes, I don't know what to say. She goes, yes, God bless him.
If you want to help the Husenajics, you can call the group Help Stop the Violence at 313-893-0122. Sherry?
A benefit dinner and concert was held in Clinton Township tonight, with all proceeds going to help Kosovar refugees in Montenegro. Dozens of people are eating and dancing the night away at the Imperial House Banquet Hall. The humanitarian group Vuksan Gela sponsored the event. Meanwhile, there are more reports of violence and looting in Kosovo, as well as revenge attacks on Serbs. These graphic pictures show the aftermath of shooting deaths of a former UN worker and an interpreter. And the bodies of 4 Albanians were found Saturday not far from the mass gravesite. A London paper says there's evidence linking Yugoslav President Slobodan Milosevic to massacres like these. The London Observer says incriminating documents were left behind by retreating Serb forces.
I have confidence that at some point, each of these indicted war criminals, including Karadzic, Mladic, Milosevic, General Ojdanic, and the others in Belgrade, will appear in front of the International Criminal Tribunal in The Hague.
Meantime, more flights are arriving at the Pristina airport carrying equipment, technicians, and peacekeeping troops to continue the rebuilding effort.
Tonight, some residents in a Detroit high-rise are livid after being washed out of their apartments. It happened here at the Pallister Plaisance apartments. Residents tell us a pipe burst early this morning, causing water to rush through the building, seeping through ceilings and floors. Christy Radden says her apartment is completely destroyed.
It's water everywhere. So, you know, first it was just a little drips, you know, how it first started off. Then all of a sudden it just started gushing everywhere. I have never seen water, not even a thunderstorm water come down like that.
There are 7 floors in the low-income senior housing complex. Several families are staying with relatives until their apartments are cleaned up. Tonight, a Ferndale home is considered a total loss after fire ripped through it earlier today. This was the scene on Livernois at Emwell. Firefighters dousing the home with water, but the flames spread quickly. Here you can see them tearing through the roof. The home had recently been purchased and was about to be renovated. Police tell us they had been called to the home several times to remove vagrants who'd been using it as a shelter. Arson is suspected.
Over 90 people have been thrown in jail after a drug bust at a Detroit sports club. It happened here at the Hollywood Sports Cafe early yesterday morning. Police say the cafe was operating as an illegal after-hours club and became a popular place for underage teens to drink. They confiscated guns, drugs, and cash. They also say kids were inhaling nitrous oxide being sold at the party. Neighbors tell us people would arrive around midnight and stay until 4 in the morning.
The music, I mean, loud as could be, you know, and fighting and beer bottles all over the place.
Last month, neighbors say the fighting even erupted into gunfire. Dozens of teens and adults are expected to be arraigned tomorrow. Police are spending a lot of time at this abandoned complex in Livonia. The Ardmore Center is seeing a rash of vandalism. Over the past few weeks, 18 juveniles and young adults have been arrested for trespassing, larceny, and destruction of property. Police say warmer weather and the summer break has made the complex a haven for young people looking for something to do. Livonia police are working with the city inspectors to get the buildings boarded up.
A train accident just south of Flint has left 1 man dead, another on life support tonight. It happened early this morning in Fenton. The 2 men were reportedly lying on the tracks when they were hit by a Grand Trunk freight train. Police managed to free the surviving man from the locomotive's engine. He was flown to Hurley Medical Center in Flint, where he's listed in critical condition. A 9-year-old boy is dead tonight after being hit by a car in Ferndale. It happened here on East Maplehurst. The child reportedly walked in front of a car and was critically injured Friday. Doctors were unable to save him. Despite all efforts, his head injuries were too severe. No word if the driver will face any charges.
Highway headaches continue on I-696, and your morning commute promises to be a challenging one. 696 between Woodward and Mound has been reduced to 2 lanes in each direction. As you can see, the eastbound lanes have been rerouted onto the westbound side. Also closed, the westbound ramp to southbound I-275, but that'll reopen next Saturday. The 696 Orange Barrel Ballet runs through October.
Well, first we had rain, then sun.
That's right. It's been a mixed bag today.
Mainly rain out there today. There's been a lot of rain, in fact. Some places within the metro area have had more than 2 inches of rain today, and it looks as though there may be more on the way, even though there's nothing immediately threatening us. We can check for first warning Doppler, and you can see most of the heavy rain has shifted off to the east, and no rain showers immediately moving toward Detroit. But there is a chance we could see some redevelopment later on. There are some cells down to the southwest across northern Indiana that will be sneaking up across the state line later tonight. Plus the main event still up to the northwest, up in parts of Wisconsin heading toward Lake Michigan. We do have just a break in the clouds at this hour. The full moon will be out for the next couple of hours, but then increasing clouds later tonight with a chance of showers. Temperature is very warm, though, for this hour. Still in the upper 70s, close to 80 degrees in some places. Metro right now with a mostly cloudy sky, 78 degrees. A warm low tonight, not very cool at all. It's 70 for the overnight low with more rain in tonight's forecast. And the soggy Sunday could turn into a muddy Monday with a cooling trend by midweek, and I'll have the details in about 10 minutes. Sherry?
Thank you, Jim. Meg?
Well, an explosion at a crowded German bar has injured 16 people, and police say it was no accident. It happened early today. A bomb planted inside a flower pot exploded, critically injuring 2 people. Victims and also police had to amputate their legs right there on the spot. Officials are not calling it a racist attack since all the victims are German. Police want to question the restaurant owner to see if he knows of a possible motive. Also tonight, you're looking at secret German documents that have been locked in a vault for 54 years. These are the original typewritten Nuremberg laws, drawn up in 1935. They outline the persecution and eventual execution of Jews in Nazi Germany. Tonight, for the very first time ever, they're on public display at the Schnebelt Jewish Cultural Center in L.A. See that signature at the top? It's Adolf Hitler's.
Emotional impact makes it evident to all of us that one person's signature could meet with the evil that led to the demise of a people.
The Nuremberg laws forbid intermarriage between Germans and Jews. They laid the foundation for the Holocaust, in which 6 million Jews died at the hands of the Nazis.
Are your kids glued to the TV, watching their favorite shows? While it may get them out of your hair, it's not good for their mind. Straight ahead, find out why children's television is coming under fire for its brainless content.
How you doing?
How you doing?
You like hockey?
Like hockey?
This is a big, important
And we're not sure what kind of educational value you'll get from Adam Sandler's new movie, but stick around to learn just how big Big Daddy is at the box office.
How much wood would a woodchuck?
I'm Jim Schnebelt in the First Warning Weather Center. A cold front moving through tomorrow night should trigger some more rain before it cools things off by midweek. The full forecast is straight ahead as the UPN 50 10 o'clock news continues.
And here are some fireworks shows coming up this week in your area.
You're about to discover one of the most extraordinary casino resorts in the world. Come soar with us. Experience it for yourself. Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort, Mount Pleasant, an hour north of Lansing.
Presenting the Car of the Stars, Mercury Grand Marquis, the only car in its class with the government's highest crash test rating, 5 stars, rated #1 in owner loyalty, and now with a single 2-year advance lease payment at just $99.21. All this room, all this luxury, all these stars. It all adds up to the feel-good hit of the season, Mercury Grand Marquis. Until next time, Metro Detroit, imagine yourself in a Mercury.
This weekend will be one hot weekend at Art Van because we made really hot buys on the hottest styles from the hottest name brands. Get the hottest savings, up to 70% off. Like half off this Thomasville 4-piece bedroom. You get a dresser, mirror, headboard, and nightstand for just $9.35. Or half off this hot Lazy Boy sofa, now $4.99. Plus, you do not pay for 1 full year. We've got it all. Hot styles, hot name brands, hot savings. But hurry, Art Van's one hot weekend ends Monday.
COTS, the Coalition on Temporary Shelter, provides support to the homeless while helping them achieve economic independence. When Sammy Van Diver, a HAP employee and COTS volunteer, discovered the shelter was low on towels, she organized a towel drive among all HAP employees for this much-needed but rarely donated item.
I'm very proud of the work that Sammy and our employees have done to assist COTS in this worthwhile drive. It makes me proud to be at HAP and proud of organizations such as COTS.
Brought to you by HAP and UPN 50.
The search for the railroad killer is fraying nerves and causing jitters all over the country tonight. In fact, one woman was shot after neighbors mistook her for the train-hopping serial killer. Police say the woman was drunk when she pounded at the door of this house, mistaking it for her own. Her neighbors, frightened by the pounding, opened fire, hitting her in the head.
Being on the loose in any...
Rafael Resendez Ramirez is wanted in 3 states for at least 8 murders. Yesterday, police in Nebraska stopped and searched a train after receiving a tip he was on board. He wasn't there. If your child watches TV, they're probably not learning very much. It seems 1 in 5 shows aimed at kids has little or no educational value. That, according to a new study out of the University of Pennsylvania tonight. Check out these figures. Less than half, only 45% of children's programming is minimally educational. 33% is highly educational. 28% has 4 or more acts of violence. 45% had language problems. And 12% contained sexual innuendo. And there's nothing more important than keeping our kids safe. That's why Oakwood Hospital and Art Van Furniture will be teaming up tomorrow to inspect car seats. The Keep Kids Safe teams will check for proper, safe, and secure placement of the seat in your car, inspect safety features, and make sure your child's seat is the right size for your son or daughter. The event is free and will be held in the Art Van Furniture parking lot on Market Drive in Dearborn from 2 to 6 p.m.
As we count down to the last baseball game at Tiger Stadium, there are a lot of last events taking place at the historic corner, and this picnic is one of them. The Tigers and their families hosted the last picnic to be held in the outfield of Tiger Stadium today. Players treated fans to autographs, a barbecue buffet, auctions, music, and a chance to run the bases. Proceeds benefit the Boys and Girls Club.
Stick around, Detroit. STV is just minutes away.
That's right, I'm Tim Swart. Coming up on the show tonight, we'll tell you why Hale Irwin was holding a piece of crystal ready to take it home after today's final round of the Seniors TPC. Give you all your day's highlights from baseball, racing, and more, and new news on the Red Wings' Nick Lidstrom. Could he be staying? Could he be going? We'll have it for you coming up on STV.
All right, thanks, Tim. Adam Sandler has hit the big time. The former Saturday Night Live star is getting big laughs in his newest blockbuster, Big Daddy. It's this weekend's biggest moneymaker, raking in over $41 million. UPN 50's Lauren Hudson shows us why.
Now get this. Go! Go!
Comedian Adam Sandler performs with such ease that being on location for a film shoot seems like just another day at the park.
Okay, back road! Yeah, right. And action!
He's been building box office numbers at a phenomenal rate. Last year alone, Sandler's comedies grossed $240 million.
Never!
But Sandler's not resting on his laughs. He says this latest movie has a twist.
This movie has a little more of a different type of storyline where you're connected with these characters more than we've chosen to do in the past.
How you doing?
How you doing?
You like hockey?
Like hockey?
This is a big, important game.
It's a big important game.
I'm being serious. Don't do that.
I'm being serious. Don't do that.
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Yeah, that's what I thought. Shut up.
No more joking. No more joking around. Got it, Adam, Mr. Phillips?
Though Sandler seems good with kids, what about being a parent himself?
The last few years, I was always saying to myself, I'd like to raise a kid like my dad. And I just don't think I have it in me to be that strong of a guy and be there all the time for his children and that dedication.
Me and my son. I like that.
And
Lauren Hudson, UPN 50, 10 o'clock news.
So is Inside the Theater the place to be tomorrow? Or?
If you want to escape the rain and the humidity, I think so. That's right. Because tomorrow could be like a repeat of today, really. Very humid, so humid you could cut it with a knife, and chance for some heavy rain again tomorrow. Some of the metro area had more than 2 inches of rain today. Metro officially 81/100ths of an inch. The high today 81, the morning low 69, and the normals are 81 and 59. Right now, mostly cloudy skies overhead. The dew point 73 degrees, that's way up there. The temperature 76 now. The relative humidity 90%, wind out of the southwest at 9, and the pressure rising. It's very mild out there this evening. Currently, temperatures are in the low to mid-70s around the metro area. It's a little bit cooler up north. Some low 60s being reported in places like Marquette, the mid-60s in Sault Ste. Marie, Alpena, and over in Green Bay. We do have some scattered light showers across south-central Michigan, but most of the heavy rain has shifted eastward. There is still another very heavy squall line, though, that's moving across northern Lake Michigan toward the northern half of the lower peninsula. This is associated with a cold front that'll be passing through here late tomorrow. It's kind of slowing down and almost stalling. So as it approaches us in the next 24 hours, we will continue to have very warm, humid air and on and off thunderstorms probably throughout tonight and tomorrow as well. We have a little break in the clouds now for the next hour or so, but more clouds are rolling in from the west with increasing clouds through the nighttime hours. And nationally, it's been very wet across the eastern half of the country. All these clouds are associated with scattered thunderstorms, some very heavy. In the west, it's been a little bit more dry. There is another system working into the northwest with some cool air up there and some scattered light showers, nothing major. The big storms are in the central plains and down in the southeast. Some places, some of these storms are dropping 5 inches of rain in a very short time. Now, you can see high temperatures tomorrow will be very warm across much of the east again in the 80s and 90s. The cool air in the northern plains behind that cold front that's approaching us, and we'll start to feel the effects of that cooler air by Tuesday and Wednesday as our high temperatures drop into the 70s. In the meantime, this cold front is approaching tonight. It's kicking up some heavy showers to our northwest. As that cold front gets closer tomorrow during the day, we could see some thunderstorms rolling up out of the southwest, maybe some more heavy rainmakers, and then that cold front pushes through tomorrow night. We'll see a little bit of a clearing trend, maybe some showers lingering into Tuesday morning, but then gradually during the day on Tuesday, skies will clear up and temperatures will drop. The humidity will get scoured out as well. Tonight, mostly cloudy, scattered showers, maybe even a thunderstorm. The overnight low, a very mild 70 degrees. Tomorrow, still a chance for showers and thunderstorms, the high near 83 rather, and not much wind tomorrow either. Now, the next 5 days calling for a bit of a cooling trend. By Tuesday, the high drops down into the 70s with some sunshine by late Tuesday. The mid-70s on Wednesday, partly cloudy, the morning low into the mid-50s, and then a chance of thunderstorms again on Thursday with temperatures warming back up into the low 80s by Friday. But it looks as though our soggy Sunday could be followed by a muddy Monday. Take your umbrella again tomorrow. You'll need it. Meg, back to you.
Thanks, Jim. Good advice. Well, thousands of women say their silicone breast implants made them seriously sick. Tomorrow, multi-billion-dollar settlement hearings begin, and at 10:23, you won't believe where they have to be held.
Women will do anything for the perfect body. Some are even dying for one. New dangers about liposuction are straight ahead in Health Watch.
Lincoln Town Car and Lincoln Continental. Absolute luxury. Town Car's room for 6. Continental's spirited performance. $429 a month for the smooth, quiet Town Car with 0 first month's payment. Or $429 a month on the 275 horsepower Continental with no first month's payment. So what's holding you back? Lincoln, what a luxury car should be.
Gentlemen, let's test the grip of our Hankook tires.
Up to any challenge. Hankook tires.
That old New Orleans magic is back. Frank's Nursery and Crafts presents the Neville Brothers together live with Little Feat. 4th of July at Meadowbrook Music Festival on the campus of Oakland University. The first family of New Orleans music and the rock and pride of Dixie. Get tickets to the Palace box office and all Ticketmasters are charged by phone. A celebration of great American music. The Neville Brothers and Little Feat.
Do you have a story that you'd like us to expose? Call the UPN 50 investigators at 1-800-WKBD-TV50. AirTouch Cellular customers can dial star 5050. Airtime free. The UPN 50 10 o'clock news. Straight to the point.
What does it take to be an Applebee's salad?
Great flavor, lots of flavor in every bite. There's nothing like an Applebee's salad. That looks good.
It's our Aztec chicken salad. It's new. Zesty pepper grilled chicken.
It's delicious.
It's great. Fresh, crunchy romaine, black beans, sweet corn.
Fresh. Really crunchy.
Crispy tortilla strips, pepper jack cheese.
Ooh, this dressing. Zesty. A lot of different flavors.
And they're all so good together. I have to try that Aztec chicken salad.
It won't be around forever. Taste the new Aztec chicken salad today. One of 6 delicious salads during the salad days of summer.
That's why I belong at Applebee's.
Certain cars have a reputation for performance, others for luxury. But with a 0 to 60 time of just 6.3 seconds, the Lexus LS 400 is actually faster than the classic Ferrari 308, making it a winner in both worlds. For unrivaled value, visit Meade Lexus of Southfield and Meade Lexus of Lakeside.
Opening arguments begin tomorrow on a $3.2 billion settlement between Dow Corning and thousands of women claiming silicone breast implants made them sick. Some 170,000 women sued Dow Corning after they were plagued by a variety of diseases. The company filed for bankruptcy back in 1995, and attorneys for both sides say the multi-billion-dollar settlement is the best compromise that could be reached. Tomorrow's hearings will be held in a high school auditorium in Essexville. It's the biggest space near Bay City's bankruptcy court that can hold the throng of attorneys and plaintiffs expected to attend.
Topping tonight's Health Watch, if you're watching your cholesterol, you can have your red meat and eat it too. A new study finds that eating red meat, as long as it's lean, can be an excellent part of a low-fat diet. The AMA's Archives of Internal Medicine says lean meat, like beef, pork, and veal, when combined with a healthy diet, actually lowers the risk of heart disease by 10%.
Red meat contains stearic acid and monounsaturated fats, which do not raise cholesterol. So the total cholesterol-raising fat in lean red meat are not that much different from chicken and fish.
And guess what? Researchers found that those who eat lean red meat are more likely to stick to their diets than those who eat only white meat, like chicken and fish. It's one of the most popular forms of cosmetic surgery, but liposuction comes with a deadly risk. At least 5 women have died as a direct result of something called tumescent liposuction. Liposuction is, of course, the suctioning off of excess fat from the legs, arms, chins, or abdomen. The patients who died had fatal side effects from the anesthesia lidocaine. Doctors think lidocaine may have toxic side effects when it interacts with other drugs the patient may be taking.
An unexpected sight off the coast of Australia.
These whales are really out of their league. Take a look. In 2 minutes, find out what they're doing so many miles from home.
While the other networks are in reruns, see what we run. Monday, get ready for another episode of UPN's outrageous hidden camera show, Red Handed.
Let's see some wrestling.
Where unsuspecting victims are caught making complete jerks of themselves on national television.
Emmy always lies when he goes out with the guy.
This dude likes to get down and dirty, and his girlfriend's gonna call him on it.
Can't talk right now.
I heard a girl.
It's the people outside.
See what happens when he gets caught with his pants down.
No. Let me explain.
Monday at 9 on UPN 50.
There are a lot of used cars to choose from, but Honda certified used cars come with a factory warranty and have passed a rigorous 150-point inspection. So you'll almost never find a Honda put out to pasture. Now get special 5.9% APR financing for up to 60 months on all Honda certified used Accords and Civics.
Prices all over the store. Just look for Smiley to save even more. Walmart. Move them out, roll back. Always low prices. Yeah. Always.
Hey, Princess, what you doing?
When I kiss this frog, he will turn into a handsome prince, and we will live happily ever after.
Wouldn't you rather have some Honey Nut Cheerios?
But he's a prince.
But Who can say no to real golden honey in every O?
Maybe we should just be friends.
Honey Nut Cheerios, they're irresistible. You're not really a prince, are you?
Get away from it all and leave nothing behind in a Mercury Mountaineer with plenty of room and power to get you there and get you back. Mountaineer's the premium sport utility without the premium price tag. And you can drive one home for as little as $339 a month. See your Mercury dealer today for a Mercury Mountaineer and get away with it all. Until next time, Metro Detroit, imagine yourself in a Mercury.
Well, people aren't the only ones looking for a little fun in the sun.
Check out these southern right whales. They were spotted in Australian waters just outside Melbourne, and it's a rare sight, too. The whales usually cruise the chilly waters around Antarctica. The whales are apparently vacationing, swimming towards warmer waters this summer. And that's going to wrap things up for us here. Thanks for joining us, but don't go away because Tim Swore and STV is coming your way. Good night.
Jumping at your Toyota dealers, and it's got people jumping just like the old days. Wait a minute. The factory has just announced $1,000 customer cash back on any new Tacoma. Or choose 4.8% financing up to 60 months. Or choose a low $159 a month lease on Tacoma. $1,000 cash back, 4.8% financing, or $159 a month lease. It's your choice.
See Red Holman in Westland, Rinky in Centerline, Fox in Rochester Hills, McInerney, and Mount Clemens.
Look inside a Dodge Ram conversion van, and you'll find a virtual home on wheels. But take away features like the video system, captain's chairs, and plush interior, and you'll find the remarkable Dodge Ram van with a powerful Magnum V8 and strong unibody construction. After all, even a home on wheels should be built on a solid foundation, and with a $2,000 cash allowance, you can start construction right away. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
The Fraser train, he's on the air and truly cares. But the Fraser train is on the air.
Weeknights at 7:30 and 11:30 only on UPN 50.
Hello and welcome to the Lincoln Mercury Dealers STV, where we considered our job to show you the stuff you want to see. And on the show tonight, we'll show you how Hale Irwin picked up this piece of expensive crystal. Better make room in the china cabinet at home. We'll also have highlights from the Diamond, where Sammy was doing it all today. And oh yeah, we've got Tigers too. Along with STV Red Wings insider Chuck Carlton, who is in the house as we talk NHL draft, breaks some new news on the status of Nick Lidstrom. We also want your phone calls, so get on the phone and call now, 313-298-6650. What Red Wings player would you trade away, and for whom? Your chance just 3 minutes away. Call right now. We begin with tonight's hot story, and over the last 2 days, nobody was hotter than Hale Irwin. Hale, the victor in today's final round of the seniors TPC. By the time he walked up the 18th fairway, the tournament had long been decided. 1 week after withdrawing from the U.S. Open with a bad shoulder, Irwin was heads and shoulders above the rest of the field. Irwin, with 3 rounds in the 60s, 7 under 65 today. He would birdie number 9, birdie number 10, then this for eagle at number 11. You got to be kidding me. Of course, we're not kidding. He really did it. Then at 12, from 30 feet away for birdie, message would be delivered. Hey, the rest of the field, there would be no catching Hale Irwin today. And then the putt of the day, though, goes to Jose Mona Canizans from somewhere near the driving range through 2 area codes. Bottom of the cup goes to 10 under, still 11 shots behind Irwin. Last year's champ, Gil Morgan at 18. also goes 10 under. And then the rains came, the rains went, the rains came again. Now to 18. And a chance at the tournament course record, 22 under par. This is about the only thing that went wrong all day for Irwin. 21 under for Hale, who a week ago, today, was nursing a bad shoulder.
There was a great deal of concern last week at this time. There's very little concern now. It's just now a matter, I think, of getting a little rest. I found the last few days that my shoulder seemed to tire a bit. I'd get a little loose with some shots coming in, but, boy, I played well the last several days. You know, just some beautiful shots.
I tell you, the other guys might have thought they had a chance until you stepped up at 11 and then dropped the bomb at 12.
Well, you know, the 9, 10, 11, and 12, if you want to talk about points where it really got to slam the door, that was it. The birdie at 9 and a great save and par at 10 and the eagle at 11 and the birdie at 12. Well, let's not forget the birdie at 13. So, you all in all, it's pretty darn good.
On Thursday, you said you'd love to have maybe shoot 24 under and win the thing. Well, you just about got there.
Well, you know, you're kind of kidding when you say you take 66 every day, because the scores look like you might have to, but I don't think any of us dreamed that 21 under would be the score. Certainly not me.
Well, believe it, Hale, because that's what you won with. 21 under par, 7 shots ahead of Graham Marsh. You see John Jacobs, Larry Nelson, 2 others, Green and Canizares, tied at 11 under. Now, to the Tigers, who sent Jeff Weaver to the mound. Weaver with an ERA just under 3, facing a Twins batting order that, well, isn't exactly known for its production. Yo, Jessica, the sign worked. You're on TV. Actually, you're on STV. Weaver in the first, and he didn't have the sinker ball sinking. Todd Walker getting a little energy in the gap. A run will come home, 1-0 Twins. As for Weaver, well, let's just say he is not happy, and his mood did not improve. Corey Koski past Davy Cruz. 2 more Twin runs cross the dish. Minnesota with 5 runs in the opening inning. Tigers did get 2 in the first. Tony Clark to right field. Brad Osma scores. That would cut it to 5-2. But for Weaver, his shortest outing yet. A beanball here to Doug Mankiewicz. An inning and 2/3 for Weaver. He gives up 6 earned runs. The Tigers did play a little D today. Damon Easley likes the leather here. Dean Palmer, the glove, and a nice throw to first in the 7th. Brent Gates facing Bryce Flory, and the floodgates are open. Gates deep, Gates far. It's gone, his 2nd of the year. Tigers struggling all afternoon, and it would get worse. The Tigers would drop another. They lose it by a final of 12-7, and it got worse as Bobby Higginson lets this one get away.
Regardless if I win or lose, I think about the game when I go home, and the next day it's back to my work and get ready for the next start. I got these guys again, and I'm definitely going to show them something better next time.
He just wasn't locating as well as he has in the past. They threw 8 lefties out in the lineup, which is a little tougher on Weave. The combination of the two, him not being sharp and them having all those lefties made for a tough outing. I'm not concerned about him. There's not a pitcher in baseball who doesn't have a bad game once in a while. So he had a bad game, we'll move on.
More than anything today, though, I don't think he had his location. You know, he missed with a lot of balls, and they caught a lot of play.
There's still 3 bunts to go, and there's still a lot of time to play good baseball. You know, I mean, I don't know if you can strive to, shoot for a wild card or something like that right now. Right now, we got to be able to play consistent baseball before we even think about that type of thing.
All right, our Red Wings insider Chuck Carlton in now. Chuck, before we get to the draft, let's talk about a story that we can update in the papers tomorrow. It's on STV tonight. That concerns Nick Lidstrom.
Yeah, obviously the Red Wings are very concerned with Nick Lidstrom. Would he go back to Sweden? Would he stay in the National Hockey League? They've gone from playing the waiting game now to playing the Price is Right, very simply. Ken Holland jump-started the negotiations 2 weeks ago with a fax to Lidstrom's agent. For the first time, Lidstrom has authorized negotiations. Counter-proposals on the table. They can work out a deal. He's going to be staying in the National Hockey League in Detroit.
What kind of money are we talking right now, Chuck?
Well, the Red Wings want to make him one of the highest-paid defensemen in the National Hockey League. That's been their goal all along. But Lidstrom and his agent Don Meehan are using Brian Leach's contract with the New York Rangers, 4 years, $34 million, as their template for a new deal. And the Red Wings, they're facing a tight payroll. They really don't want to go that high. They're looking more at what Al McGinnis, Rob Blake, maybe that $5 to $6 million range, maybe a little higher for Nick, so there's a lot of work to be done yet on this contract.
But it does look good. Good chance he'll be staying.
Oh, obviously. I mean, when you go from talking about what's best for your family, what's best for your kids, and have decided that it's okay if they stay in Detroit, then it just becomes a numbers game now, and eventually these things get resolved most of the time.
All right. Norm Miracle, gone, taken in the expansion draft. Red Wings going to have to go out and find some sort of backup goaltender for Chris Oscar.
Exactly, but that's the problem that they can manage. They're already talking to teams. They'll probably bring in 1 to 2 veterans in training camp, let them compete for that job behind Ozzy. But it's far better than losing Igor Larionov, which was the possibility. They played the expansion game correctly.
Well, you mentioned Igor. Obviously, he was out there. Teams could have taken him. A lot of teams wanted to trade Atlanta to get a chance at Igor. Wings could not afford to lose him.
No, that's why they wound up trading the rights to Ulf Samuelsson to Atlanta. Atlanta won't sign Ulf Samuelsson, but they'll get a compensatory draft pick. That and Miracle was better than any offer Don Waddell could get from Anaheim, Vancouver, the New York Rangers, Florida, for Igor Larionov. The Red Wings get to keep the guy who led them in assists, still a very valuable player at age 38.
And in a twisted way, Samuelsson could still be a Red Wing.
Oh, exactly. I mean, they could easily, as of July 1st, he's a free agent. They could sign him. They're also looking at Todd Gill. They have a 3-year offer on the table to Todd as well that he's pondering as we speak. All
right. Well, as far as the draft goes, obviously the Wings in the draft, their help comes years down the road. Atlanta had the first pick, and Patrick Stefan is the guy that they take.
A great all-around player, but big question mark. 3 concussions this past year. They were worried that he might be the next Mario Lemieux. He could be the next Brett Lindros. Nobody knows for sure. Don Waddell gambled, says he's the best player in the draft, and that's the cornerstone for the Atlanta franchise.
Well, and I guess Don Waddell could afford to gamble. Now, Vancouver really shook things up, and they take a pair of brothers.
Oh, a pair of twins, identical twins, Daniel and Henrik Sedin, and they were a package. They want to play together in the National Hockey League. Brian Burke, the Vancouver GM, went out, made it happen, managed to rework the draft so it could bring them. Now the question is, do they come over immediately from Sweden? Does it take a year or two? But they're very special. They're great apart. There's something special together, and they could really jumpstart the Vancouver franchise.
All right, we want to go to the phones now. We got Robert standing by. Robert, you want to talk about Sergei Fedorov? What's up? You want to get rid of the guy or what? Hello, Robert. All right, we're gonna try Nicole. And I think the phones are having a problem. So we'll keep talking. I know you've got updates on the status of Kirk Maltby's contract, and they're also working on Steve Yzerman.
Kirk Maltby is a done deal, 4 years, terms to be announced, but Anton Thun and his agent Ken Holland finalized it on Saturday. Done deal. Kirk Maltby with this team for 4 more years. Steve Yzerman, look for it to be done within the next week. It's just contract language. There'll be a 3-year extension, $24 million, a $1.5 million signing bonus tacked on to next year as well. The captain will be taken care of.
All right, and he ought to be. I mean, that's a situation where it's not like we didn't think Steve Yzerman was going to be around.
No, even as his agent said, he could have gotten more money, but Steve Yzerman doesn't want to leave Detroit. When that's not an option, you're not going to get the best deal. That's why Don Mee and Nick Lidstrom's agent is still holding out the Swedish option because he needs the leverage.
All right, well, stay on the phones if you called, and we'll see if we can get that problem fixed. This is Sports Television Detroit. Still ahead here on the show, Ken Griffey closes out the Kingdome in high fashion. We'll also continue the 10:45 Highlight Blitz with highlights of racing. Guys who can drive, too. Along with going back to the TPC for some of Jack Nicklaus's comeback. That and more right here on the show that always gives you more Sports Television Detroit. Guests on STV receive gift certificates to Freed's of Windsor, fashionably dressing men and women of Windsor and Detroit. Take Riverside Drive past Casino Windsor, turn right on Gladstone to Freed's. 519-258-6532.
STV is brought to you by your Metro Detroit Lincoln Mercury dealers and by Arlington Road, a new film from Screen Gems Pictures.
The perfect friend.
Husband, father of 3.
The perfect neighbor.
Such a good man.
The perfect disguise.
Boom.
Rated R. Opens everywhere July 9th.
Who are you calling Mini? The Mercury Villager is more than a minivan with more room, more power, standard dual sliding doors, and one of the most versatile interiors on the road today. The only thing Mini about it is the price. Right now, you can drive home in the minivan that drives like a car for just $259 a month for 36 months. Mercury Villager, we've taken the minivan to the max. Until next time, Metro Detroit, imagine yourself in a Mercury.
Well, Ray, it's crunch time now.
Right, Ted. Look, you've got hungry kids coming on strong.
Mom needs a big play to satisfy them.
Totino's Pizza Roll.
Tasty move, the great taste of pizza in bite-sized rolls.
She spins to the microwave. Here they come.
She rolls right. Oh, she rolls left.
Totino's Pizza Roll. Sensational.
A big win for the home team.
Wait, Mom's got a whole new play.
Totino's stuffed nachos, the great taste of beef nachos. Fast.
Unbelievable. She scores again.
Does this really frost me? Closed. You're the phone company. What do you think? People only have problems between 9 and 5, huh?
Sorry, folks.
We're closed. Thank you.
We're closed.
AirTouch Promise number 2. We promise live customer service 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now with the AirTouch Summer Break, you get monthly access for only $9.99, plus a free phone. Visit us or call 1-800-AirTouch. AirTouch. Now you can.
All right, get that guy fixing the phones. We'll see if we can come back in a minute. Time now for the Sunday Night Highlight Blitz, and we get your motor running tonight with a couple of guys who know how to do it on the diamond. It's all Sammy all the time in Chicago, and Junior does the same thing in the final game at the King Dome he did in the first.
Fastball. Dumps it deep to right field. It will fly away. How about that? My, oh my, Junior in his first at bat in the final King Dome game. Starts up the final King Dome game the way he started the King Dome in 1989 in his first at bat with a home run.
Number 27 for Junior. M's win 5-2. Now this from the field from Sammy.
Moves a line drive into right center field. Sammy charging. He got it. And he saved a run.
Sammy saving a run there. And then he was scoring a run here. Glenn Allen Hill, the grounder to Scott Rowland, can't make the throw. Mark Grace will cross the dish. Here comes Sammy, scoring from first to home, tied the game at 1. Go to the third. Game tied at 2. Not anymore. Sammy Sosa with his league-leading 28th homer, 13-7. Cubs win.
The middle.
Women's World Cup,
No
USA
pressure on her yet.
and
She'll
Korea.
release.
The Americans, 2-0 in the tournament. Heavy favorites, USA in white, working the ball. Julie Foudy, who finds Shannon McMillan. McMillan with the goal, and it's 1-0 USA. American goaltender, Brenna Scurry, having to do just that right out front, coming up with 2 big saves. Later, McMillan to Tricia Venturini, her second goal of the game. Then time to practice her gymnastics. I guess for the year 2000, USA wins 3-0. Final round of the Buick Classic. Dave Sutherland for birdie at number 11. And hey, David, how about a message to Molly? Yeah, he loves it. We go to sudden death. Dennis Paulson and Duffy Waldorf. Paulson from the rough on the first playoff hole, and that's not good. Now from the sand for Waldorf. Both players trying to get out of trouble. Waldorf, well, gives himself a chance here. Paulson would bogey the hole. This putt for par and the win for Waldorf. Duffy does it. Duffy Waldorf, your winner at the Buick Classic. Indy League Racing, Radisson 200, Pikes Peak. Lap 3, turn 4, Billy Boat driving his car like he's on water. He'll hit Tice Carlson. They both hit the wall. Mark Dismore heads to the pits. Mark, not so fast. On the track, Greg Ray out front. Greg Ray will not be denied. Greg Ray holds off Sam Schmidt. And everybody in the pits could celebrate. Yeah, give me a hug. NASCAR, the Save Mart 350. Yes, this is why they put all those tires out on the course. I say that's why. You get the point. So does Ken Schrader. Later, Ricky Rudd bangs into Ward Burton. And we have a big mess. No mess for Jeff Gordon or Mark Martin, though. They finished 1-2 at today's Save Mart 350. Football from the World Bowl, Barcelona-Frankfurt. Lawrence Phillips going to put his head down, and he'll get in for the touchdown. Maybe we'll see the guy back in the NFL. Game tied at 10 in the second. It'll be Pat Barnes going to the air for Frankfurt. and it'll be Andy McCullough with the catch. Barnes and McCullough would hook up 3 times for touchdowns. McCullough, the game's MVP. Frankfurt wins 38-24. All right, we want to go back now to the seniors TPC for a second, where Jack Nicklaus continued his comeback from a full hip replacement 5 months ago. He knows he's overdoing it. He knows the pain he feels is part of the price, but it's tough to keep the Golden Bear off the course.
But I've sort of developed a little bit of bursitis and tendonitis and around the new muscles and so forth, and they're sore, and walking's harder for me right now than anything. And walking was never a problem. So, I mean, you know, but I don't have any problem playing golf. I mean, hitting a golf ball, I'm fine. And as long as I have the freedom there, that's what I'm really interested in.
And Jack showed at 59, less than 5 months after having a full hip replacement, that he can still play. He just isn't quite as consistent as he'd like to be.
I just go out and play, and I try to do the best I can. Whatever I can do that day is what I do. And today it just happened to be 71.
Is this the biggest challenge for you in your career? The whole coming back from this kind of surgery you had?
Well, I didn't do it to go back and play golf. I mean, but I'd like to. You know, I mean, I did the surgery more for quality of life issues than anything else. And but I'd like to play golf. I mean, I love to play golf. It's fun, and so. You know, I'm going to work at it and do the best I can, and try to see if I can remember some guy named Jack, and see if I can see how he used to play, and see if I can maybe even watch a few films of him and try to use him.
Oh, and by the way, if you think he's here just to play golf and try to get better, think again.
I wouldn't be here if I didn't think I could win. I just feel like I got to figure out how to play golf though with it.
Now, the hip got worse for Jack each day. After 9 holes in yesterday's 3rd round, he had to withdraw from the tournament, but the comeback will continue after a couple days of rest. Now to the WNBA, where the Houston Comets came to the Palace on Thursday, and they brought with them the league's 2-time MVP, Cynthia Cooper. Coop has learned in a hurry that being a star means people are watching everything you do.
8 seconds on the shot clock. Cynthia Cooper wants it. She wants to put it out. She wants to knock it down.
I don't think it's any pressure being a role model. You just try to be a positive role model. I mean, whether we like it or not, we're seen as role models, and we're looked up to by little kids, and we have to try to be positive role models and try to give them the opportunity really to dream, because that's what I do. I dreamt of becoming a professional basketball player, and now here I am, and I want them to know that they can be anything that they want to be, even a professional women's basketball player.
Feeds it to her. She lays it up short. Lynette gets the rebound. Got it to go.
My idol was Lynette Woodard. I know you guys are familiar with Lynette here in Detroit. She's a class act on and off the court. She's a complete player, and she's an intelligent woman, and I really respect and admire her, and she's the one that she's the person I wanted to be like.
Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead.
There's really no pressure because I'm not the female Michael Jordan. I'm just me. I just play basketball because I love the sport. I just work hard on my game. I try to get better every single game, every single practice. There are a lot of talented players, great players, not only in the WNBA, but all around the world. And hopefully they do the exact same thing I do, and that's work hard in order to help my team win and to help women's basketball continue to be successful.
Cynthia Cooper, another 3, remains perfect from 3-point range.
Me personally, I really try to enjoy every single moment of the WNBA because it really is a dream come true for me. And so every practice game, elbow, shot block, defensive stand that we do, I try to kind of savor the moment because this is a unique opportunity we have to be able to play professional basketball in America. I spent 11 years overseas, so I know how special it is to be back here in America. And I really just try to savor the moment. So after our 2 championships, I sat down and I exhaled. I went on vacation, and I did not leave my ring anywhere. I kept it with me like this. No, you just kind of try to savor the moment.
All right, time to check the e-bin. Here's something we picked up on email last week. It comes from KJ Brookshire. On June 20th, Art Regner suggested the NHL should declare no Stanley Cup champion for '99. Where do you get this guy? The human factor is a part of the game, part of sports. I admit the rule's bad, but it is still a rule. I agree the goal should have been disallowed, but it wasn't. What kind of Pandora's box would be opened if no champion were declared? Art needs to think about his comments before he voices them. I suggest to you it was a little bit tongue-in-cheek. Don't forget, we do want to hear from you. So hit us on the web at STV Detroit at UPN50.com. We're back with a wrap right after this.
Lincoln Town Car and Lincoln Continental. Absolute luxury. Town Car's room for 6. Continental's spirited performance. $429 a month for the smooth, quiet Town Car with 0 first month's payment. Or $429 a month on the 275 horsepower Continental with no first month's payment. So what's holding you back? Lincoln, what a luxury car should be.
My mom took her car on vacation and brought back some souvenirs. 4 new tires and brakes. Oh, and she met a new friend, Jack.
Forget vacation car repairs. Before you go to Bell Tire. We'll make sure you're ready with brand new tires at the guaranteed lowest out-the-door prices, no extras ever.
Mom got another souvenir, the bill. Mom, hit Bell Tire before you hit the road.
Bell Tire. Nobody comes close, nobody's closer.
An exquisite recipe for a swinging good time. Take one weekend, add water, heat thoroughly, knead well, add fresh greens, roll in dough, taste frequently, serves thousands. Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort, Mount Pleasant, an hour north of Lansing.
Behind every great Sprint PCS digital phone is a great Sprint PCS dealer, ready to answer all your wireless communication questions. To make sure your wireless calls are clear, visit your local Sprint PCS dealer to take advantage of this great offer. Now, for a limited time, get Sprint PCS free and clear plans for just $29.99 a month. For the clear alternative to cellular, choose Sprint PCS. For the clear alternative in service, see one of these Sprint PCS dealers.
Quick Cellular and Paging, Detroit. Communication 1, Farmington. Page Plus, Westland. Tucker Communication, Hazel Park.
60 feet 6 inches.
Time now for this week's Lincoln Mercury Dealer Play, or in this case, Plays of the Week. We give it to Eric Davis for a pair of big ones. This one keeps the no-hitter going for Jose Jimenez. Later, Davis again looks like an instant replay, but this is an even better grab. And Jimenez would get his no-do thanks to Eric Davis. This week's Lincoln Mercury Dealers Play of the Week.
While the other networks are in reruns, see what we run. Monday, get ready for another episode of UPN's outrageous hidden camera show, Red Handed.
Let's see some wrestling.
Where unsuspecting victims are caught making complete jerks of themselves on national television.
Emmy always lies when he goes out with the guy.
This dude likes to get down and dirty, and his girlfriend's gonna call him on it.
Can't talk right now.
I heard a girl.
It's the people outside.
See what happens when he gets caught with his pants down.
No. Let me explain.
Monday at 9 on UPN 50.
Finding the right club to help your game requires extensive testing by you. And only one place lets you try more top brands before you buy, under real outdoor conditions with greens to shoot for on Michigan's premier practice facility, Carl's Golfland. And Carl's has expanded their clothing department, so you can try on a new rain suit, shoes, or the latest golf fashions from big names like Nike, Ashworth, Haley, Liz Golf, and others. There's no better place to try before you buy than Carl's Golfland.
When does your dream house become a nightmare? When you lose it to someone else because you weren't prepared to act fast enough. I'm Karen Newman, and if you're about to start looking for a new home, talk to my friends at Capital Mortgage Funding. They'll help you find the right mortgage program that can make that dream house come true.
Capital Mortgage Funding's Approval Now program can approve your mortgage before you start looking. So when you find that dream house, it won't get away. Call Capital today.
Talk to my friends at Capital Mortgage Funding. Your dream house doesn't have to stay a dream.
Why just settle for the moon when you can also have the stars? Mercury Sable with a 5-star crash test rating. Now you can lease a stylish Sable LS for just $269 a month for 36 months. And you get extras like leather at no extra charge. All for just $269 a month. So why settle for ordinary when there's extraordinary? Until next time, Metro Detroit, imagine yourself in a Mercury.
All right, folks, you have my word. We are going to figure this phone thing out and get it right. I promise. Tomorrow, we'll talk to Michael Curry, the former Piston, who Grant Hill says he wants back. Sounds like it's going to happen. We'll see you tomorrow night, everybody. Thanks for watching Sports Television Detroit. Bye-bye.
For all your transportation needs, make it My Limo of Westland. Call 1-800-729-4931 or 734-729-LIMO. My Limo, the official transportation of STV.
STV, brought to you by your Metro Detroit Lincoln Mercury dealers.
Motor City.
Motown.
You got the best music.
And the best cars.
And the best place to get your oil changed.
Oil Dispatch.
Motown's hometown. Oil change.
Oil Dispatch. Oil Dispatch.
Oil Dispatch.
Family owned since 1984.
Oil Dispatch. Oil Dispatch. Motown's hometown. Oil change. Oil Dispatch.
That old New Orleans magic is back. Frank's Nursery and Crafts presents the Neville Brothers together live with Little Feat. 4th of July at Meadowbrook Music Festival on the campus of Oakland University. The first family of New Orleans music and the rockin' pride of Dixie. Get tickets to the Palace box office and all Ticketmasters are charged by phone. A celebration of great American music. The Neville Brothers and Little Feat.
Adults and teenagers, different in so many ways. Lifestyle, friends, jobs. But when it comes to drinking and driving, tragically, the outcome is the same. I'm Joe Dumars. Someone dies in an alcohol-related car accident every 30 seconds. Teenagers are involved in car crashes 4 times as often as all other age groups combined. Let's change these numbers. You know the drill. Don't drink and drive. Call now for free information.
Brought to you by Allstate and UPN 50.
I'll be there.